Hey, Mrs. Suarez. Thank you for offering to help me with my project. You're one of my favorite teachers, so I really want to focus on your teaching journey and how you came to become the great teacher that you are.
Hey John, that's extremely nice of you to say, and I'm always here to help. So, where do you want to start?
First, I'd like to understand who you are as a person, so we can start easy. Where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Bayside, Queens, New York. I'm the youngest of two sisters and one brother. I grew up in a very creative household, and my mom always raised us to follow our dreams and passions. Education was one of the attributes that my mom was pretty strict about. Every weekend, my mom would take my brother and I to the public library and make us check out one book to read. One of my favorite books is titled Jane Eyre, written by Charlotte Bronte. The book is about an orphan who faces many struggles, some that focus on her education. With my mother's outlook on education and being able to explore different characters and novels was born my passion for literature and education.
Seems like your mother influenced who you are and instilled a lot of positive practices into your education. Since you knew from a young age that you wanted to teach and had a passion for literature, what steps did you take after high school to prepare for your career?
Well, after high school, I had high hopes to go to college and start my degree. I faced some financial obstacles and had to put my education goals on pause. After 4 long years of working 9 to 5 jobs and working hard to prepare financially for school, it finally became a reality. I applied and registered at Valencia Community College as an online student for my Associates of Arts in General Studies.
That's awesome. Hard work pays off. Well, when you decided to apply to Valencia, what factored into that decision and what was the process of becoming a college student like?
I had to start by picking a school. Valencia was the best option because not only was it nearby, but it was a lot cheaper than starting off at a university. They offered a lot of online classes, so it allowed me to focus on my education while still working at my job at the time. When I started at Valencia, I was working at Full Sail University as an admissions guide. In my position, I was able to speak to students and help them set realistic goals to achieve their degree. This played a large role in motivating me and keeping me motivated throughout my time at Valencia and then UCF to stay in pursuit of a degree in education.
How did working at Full Sail and attending Valencia and graduating from UCF all align with your purpose and values?
My purpose is to reach and inspire people through my developer mindset paired with my gift of empathy to provide a place that craves creativity and unites people of all backgrounds to achieve their goals. By working at Full Sail and getting my degree, I play a major part in inspiring, educating, and supporting many students. It wasn't until my first semester at Valencia that I learned how important knowing your purpose is. I took a class called New Student Experience where we developed our educational and career path plan.
Okay, well, I believe you are doing an amazing job. You're truly are inspiring a lot of kids. But to go back a bit, why did you transfer to UCF?
Transferring to UCF was a necessary step because colleges like Valencia are 2-year schools offering mostly associate's degrees. My career demands a minimum of a bachelor, which is a 4-year degree. UCF held the degree I needed to become a teacher, so I transferred once I attained my AA. I graduated from UCF with a Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education, English, in May of 2025. The program there not only gave me the courses I need, but also granted me access to workshops, seminars, and advising on Florida teacher certification examinations that I needed. I had to take the Florida General Knowledge Test, Professional Exam, and English Subject Test. These exams were needed in addition to my degree in order to be fully certified as a Florida teacher.
Honestly, this process seems daunting, but it's great you went to a school that helped you graduate and attain certification. I was wondering though, starting your college education with financial concerns, how much did it cost you to complete your degrees? And what steps did you take to pay for it?
Valencia was cheaper, as I previously mentioned. I was there for 2 years, so it cost me around $18,000 total. UCF cost me about $26,000 for 2 years as well. Combined, it cost me $44,000, but I was able to pay for this mostly with the help of federal, state, and college financial aid. The federal Pell Grant paid for my tuition, fees, and books every single year, while state grants and school scholarships helped pay for supplies, fees, and even housing.
So it's definitely possible to get a post-secondary education without getting into debt. I'll make sure to mention this to my mom. And jokes aside, my next question is about post-graduation. How did you secure your first job?
Well, it isn't as straightforward as I thought at the time, but after graduation, with my degree and certification in hand, I applied for my letter of eligibility. This is needed for the state of Florida to evaluate my degree and exams to make sure I'm qualified to teach. It definitely took some time, roughly a month after submission. I got it on June 2025. Prior to June, I had been preemptively searching for high school English teacher positions so I could start the hiring process and not miss out on a job opportunity. There's always a rush of applicants during the summer months, but specifically in early July when a lot of teachers decide to move and find new work. My advice is to get a head start. So here I am at Pine Ridge High School teaching students English, literature, and creative writing since 2025.
Well, thank you for that advice. I also had no idea about the letter of eligibility. Seems important to take note of that. Now, I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I have a couple last questions. Being a teacher here at Pine Ridge is your first job, right? So, what has it been like doing the thing you've been striving and working hard for so long?
Well, the truth is, it's better than I imagined in some ways and worse in others. The actual pedagogy and act of teaching is amazing. It feels so fulfilling to share knowledge with my students and see them retain it. Seeing a lot of these kids grow as people is also an amazing privilege. I would say the worst part, especially the first year or two, is the planning and parents. With planning, you never get enough time at work to do it, and you don't have the groundwork of lesson plans that you would have by year 3 that can be recycled annually. With some parents, you must be very clear and stern about what's going on in class with their child. Sometimes your word isn't as valued against their own child, so there are certain hills that you just shouldn't die on, and the focus needs to be on suggesting ways you can help the student succeed. Overall, I believe I'm doing what I am meant to be doing here at Pine Ridge. It has been inspiring to me seeing the work some of these young authors produce. So much so, it has revitalized my creativity and drove me to complete my very first published book.
Wait, you've published a book? Tell me about that.